Alright, moving on to the next question, question number 54. With reference to organized, the unorganized sector, consider the following information. So, India's about 80-90% of our workforce, everything is in the unorganized sector. So, basically, it's just a description of what is a organized and unorganized sector. So, if you have a little understanding, you would know that the organized sector comprises of everything that is registered, right? It is registered under the various legislations. There is social security, right? There is provident funds, pensions, insurances are there. So, organized sector, its feature is that it's registered under the Factories Act, Companies Act, the EPFO, ESIC. It provides social security. So, this is actually correct, right? Unorganized sector is not registered and there is no benefits. There is small shops, household enterprises. This is also correct, right? And then you have informal workers exist only here. There is a word only here. Only in unorganized sector, no contracts, no paid leave, right? So this may be right. Okay, this could be right. But it says that informal workers exist only in the unorganized sector. That's not actually true. In fact, you have something known as the flexi workers that we discussed in another video, or even contractual workers, right? Many may be appointed in the unorganized sector, right? So this is actually wrong. Okay, this is actually wrong. So if you just read it, you can understand. So 1 and 2 will become the answer, right? So it's only 2, answer is B, right? Okay, the next question, statement 1, women's unpaid domestic and care work in India is valued at nearly 15 to 17% of GDP, right? So we know about the care economy, various domestic services, and most of them is being done by women and it is unmonetized, right? It is not factored into GDP, right? So it says that about 15 to 70% of GDP is actually this value of this economy, of this domestic work, okay, unpaid household work, right? So this is actually correct. Okay, it's actually a factual statement, but just remember 15 to 17% of GDP worth, that is the value of output that is actually being done by this various household domestic sphere, right? Mostly by women, right? Statement 2, recognizing and monetizing the care work can boost GDP and female labor force participation. How so? Right, if you recognize them, by recognizing them, we are actually meaning that we are going to provide them with social security, we are going to give them wages, dearness allowances, housing allowances, and all those things will happen, right? That formalization will happen, which will allow them to have a certainty in their income, stability in their income, which allows them to invest those income in skill, learning skill, or teaching their children better, right? So educational outcomes will improve, and all those things can happen. So inevitably it will boost GDP, right? If we somehow manage to monetize the care economy, if we somehow manage to formalize the care economy by giving them adequate benefits, by giving them social security protection, we can indirectly boost our GDP, right? So effectively, if you read both these statements together, it is saying that the first statement says that the valuation of that, it is at 15 to 17% of GDP, right? And it is saying that if we recognize and monetize them, it can boost GDP, right? This 15 to 17% of GDP will enter the GDP as of now, okay? So basically, this statement is explaining the first statement as well. So this is option A. Option A. Okay.